Such a good section. Let's do a little review and see if you grab the key concepts. So, question number 1. Ethernet cables follow strict specifications that dictate the correct order of the individual wires in the tips of the cable. Failure to follow these specifications prevents the proper electromagnetic field from forming and shielding the wires from interference. True or false? Answer is most definitely true. I know it's quite long. I tried to make it sound like, Back to the Future or something, electromagnetic interference, to make it appear like that something was wrong with that. But that's actually 100% correct. The two specifications are T568, if I could write that, A and B. Most of the world follows T568B. However, there's nothing wrong with the A specification. If you mix A and B together, one on each side, you create what's known as a crossover cable. Question 2. Which command allows you to see the high-level status as well as a brief description, configured by a network administrator, of each interface on a Cisco switch? Answer is D. Both of these are actually syntax errors right here. There is no command structure like this. This will show you a table view of each one of the interface names, the IP address, the physical and data link status of each one of those, which is really handy. But this one gives you similar output. You get the name of each one. You get the description of the interface as configured by the administrator. Then instead of getting the physical and data link, you just get a connected or not connected, followed by what speed and duplex have been negotiated. Great command. Question 3. If a 10100 fast Ethernet port is unable to detect speed and duplex through auto detection methods, what setting does it use? This is the problem. It is A. Speed 100, duplex half, because the auto detect mechanism was developed in an era when half duplex was the norm. So it was safe to assume that if you couldn't auto detect what the other side was using, half duplex was a safe bet. Well, we've moved beyond those years between to where now we have full duplex being the norm. So if you're going to hard code one side of your connection at 100 full, make sure you hard code the other side. Otherwise, you risk major packet errors, which cause, at best, a slow network connection, at worst, a down network connection. And question number 4, match the interface error to the description. Take a moment. All right, the answers are A, input errors are the cumulative counters of the errors on the interface. It's actually a collection. So if you take all the runts and giants and CRC and add them all together, you get the input errors. Runts are going to be frames smaller than 64 bytes. That's below the smallest Ethernet specification you can go. A giant, on the flip side, is frames larger than 1500 bytes. And you have to remember, in today's world, we can configure that, and then they would be known as jumbo frames. But our servers and devices connected to the network and our switches have to be configured to support that. Otherwise, it sees all those as giants. CRC errors are, where are they? Frames with errors in the FCS, the frame check sequence hash, which is the last little bit of the frame, or right before it sends it, it calculates that value. If anything changes, it's considered an error. Collision would be a frame detected in a frame with a detected collision within the first 512 bytes. Because of the way the timers work, that's what it should be. A late collision is where it happens after the first 512 bytes, which almost always indicates a duplex mismatch. So if you're hearing of slow network connections, do that show interface command, and if you see late collisions, you're almost guaranteed to be a duplex mismatch between point A and B. And that's it. Feeling pretty good? So you can now log into Cisco switches. You're able to verify the status of the interface and also identify a ton of common cabling and interface issues by using the show interface counters. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.